Operation Rapper Inquisition, moving through the fakeness, hip-hop matrix vision. Back again, in these bars, this is my prison. Walls on these pages with pen shanks I'm scribbling. No visits, lines on paper, concrete walls. My margin is my showers and my washing stalls. End of the page is when I make parole. Force me to execute rappers, then throw me in the hole. So much so, the MC, not confined. The elements of hip-hop today are not combined. Almost seeing the other side, gotta stay focused. Just gotta let that phone ring and don't lose focus. They can't try to hocus pocus. Send rapping jokers with handbags, Gucci purses and chokers. Jeans, wrestler, spandex type. Turning youths to robots. If you drink a Sprite, that's not what I say, that's what they do. Use rappers to sell you sneakers and Mountain Dew. Flowing like a fountain do. When you turn the lever, setting the bar for conscious MCs and rapping believers. Trapped with me in these bars, rappers begging for seizures. Hanging rappers with the strongest lines, squirm like leeches. Sentenced to the underground, no one hears their screams. Left right to the mouth for these black and yellow dreams. What happened to the MCs? Ask yourself. What happened to the DJ? Ask yourself. What happened to the rapper? Ask yourself. What happened to the dancer? Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself.
Check it. Let's open the book of hip hop and make advances. My supreme knowledge of alchemical sciences only enhances my ability to drop metaphysical answers. When asked about the MC, the DJ, the graph, the dancers, earth, air, fire, water, all being born to hip hop. Study hard to get that. Forget rap, cause it's not. The transformation from lead to go from man to God can be achieved through hip hop. It's art, the planet's ours. The colors and tones and archetypes will spark the light. Give your third eye, a bird's eye, restore the loss of sight. You already lost the fight whenever I come across the mic, because you're dealing with God and you can never exhaust the light. We're making the shift from hip hop to God house, the return of the ancient ones, and we coming non-stop. So when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So I'm here, straight from the boogie down, so have no fear.
What happened to the MCs? Ask yourself. What happened to the DJ? Ask yourself. What happened to the rapper? Ask yourself. What happened to the dancer? Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself. It's only in the underground, unseen but heard. Oracles, words, and metaphoric slurs. Riding on the soup and savage beat tones. Paparazzi taking pictures, talking on the phone. Pictures tell 1,000 words, but drivers on camera, reading or sleeping while driving on camera. You might even be hammered. It's not even lunch yet. Didn't have breakfast, clock not even punch yet. Send that to the news and post on YouTube. Hits some people get are in the thousands, not few. Charge $1, make $1 million. Set up a website and PayPal, make a killing. Right side, that's all just hype. I'm on the streets bringing youth from darkness to light. I'm in their courts, not playing ball, but schooling them crossover thoughts. It's not training camp like October sports. Season's been started. Sam's going to shoot shadow targets. Got them thinking it's the shoes when they're in the market. Got them thinking it's the booze and blunts you smoke. Got them thinking magazine monthly hip hop quotes. After the best line, they can't test time. Rappers get awards for MC best albums and best rhymes. I was the brush carrier with fades and waves. Didn't know that hairstyle was from the ancient days. Me doing the work for the Amazon matriarchal. Rapping hip hop today is so patriarchal. Female MCs on the mic, I probably know 6. The game is like church and demigods, no woman on pulpits. We have to say what we must, sow some seeds, so we can grow strong trees with the bedsheet leaves. Deadbeat seas, modes navigate with flows. I flow on papyrus beat boats as I write these scrolls. Bringing back the hip hop's constitutional fold. Even mics can't escape, catch a bruise when I hold. My paper trails leave them, smooth when I hold. Apply more science, never get moved when I flow. Cushion pen, not the cush when you see I blow. Flow for right years when my 3 eyes glow. And head and rapper inquisition. Pen mighty and the swords not even on ink we missing. What happened to the MCs? Ask yourself. What happened to the DJ? Ask yourself. What happened to the rapper? Ask yourself. What happened to the dancer? Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Something happened.
You have to unarm the next one too. Did you unarm the other one? Good. Stand off, take 10 paces when doing handoffs in the open with bare faces. Mere traces, rare places that know about a status. I mean status. What's your stasis? We out stratus. Mr. Universe, code name Tony Atlas. I was gifted with this. Why you talking about practice? Really? You talking about practice? You a thespian, acting like an actress. You a lesbian, type back on the mattress. Christian, Protestant, Anglican, Baptist, Pentecostal, Lutheran. All Catholic, ancients have returned, truth is in. Stop the slackers, they do anything and everything to get you off your axis. A time to move forward, a time to wait, a time to love, a time to hate, a time to hug, a time to refrain from embrace, a time to smile, time for seriousness on the face, a time to be on point, a time to make mistakes, a time to be small, a time to be great. Just racing for the swift foot, who could endure with this paradigm shift. I'm glad to be your more strong devour, weak, rich, prey on the poor. If you find this but you seek in DNA, it's all stored. Just racing for the swift foot, who could endure with this paradigm shift. I'm glad to be your more strong devour, weak, rich, prey on the poor. If you find this but you seek in DNA, it's all stored. Time to preserve life, a time to kill, a time to act hype, a time to chill. A time to do what's right, Allah's will. A time to make lower self, take you on some thrills. A time to reach heights, a time for depths. Times when you speak, times quiet is kept. A time to stay awake, actually we never slept. Time to get resuscitated, time for losing your breath. A time to pass, a time to resurrect. Sun sets, then it rises. I know it sounds complex, still no surprises. Try grasp the concepts. Open your eyelids, change your literature to change your mind. That's what I did. You on the fence, undecided? Take time, don't worry, she provided. It's delicate when ideologies collided. This racing for the swift foot, who could endure with this paradigm shift? I'm glad to be your more strong devour, weak, rich, prey on the poor. If you find it's cause you seek in DNA, it's all stored.
Proud to be a more. Proud. So proud. Proud to be a more. No shying away. No running. No calling myself something that I'm not in order to appease some BS. This is the first day of their Black History BS. First day of the Black History BS. And again, just so people know, oh yeah, happy holy day to all the Moors everywhere you're at. Happy holy day to the chat Moors and all the Moors worldwide. So today's their BS day. You know, we do correcting Black history. That's been the theme for the past few years. Just look it up. Canaanland Moors correcting Black history and see how much stuff comes up that we've been beating this Black history thing up. Because we know it's BS. We also wanted to let the good brother talk about, as usual, Little Yusuf and Black History Month.
And what he's still thinking about whether he's gonna do or not, because he already knows these people are they have their program. Can't do anything about that. They have their program. The whole thing is, what are you gonna do? They already been doing what they're gonna do. What are you gonna do? So first day, Black History Month. Brother Yusuf, you wanna just touch on that quick fast? You're muted.
So Islam,
Islam. Yeah, man.
Yeah, ask me something. I didn't hear you. My fault.
Oh yeah, no, I was asking if you could talk about the Black History Month and just you with Brother Yusuf and school and whatever.
Oh yeah, perfect. And it's crazy because I was talking to the Grand Sheik earlier, like around 11:30, 10 o'clock. And 10:30, 11:30 between there, and something wasn't setting with me right. I'm at work working. I couldn't even sit. As soon as I woke up this morning, I already knew. I told my son, when you go to school today, they're going to be bothering you. They're going to be talking that black stuff. They're going to be saying black, 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 because something was telling me they wasn't going to honor my writ that I sent them last year because they have new directors or whatever in there this year. So I was telling him, he already knows. So don't let that go down when you get there. So next thing I know, he comes home from work, comes home from school, and he's letting me know, oh, Dad, they was talking that black stuff in history class today. And I was like, oh, yeah. I said, was it Hall? Because his teacher's name is Miss Hall or whatever. So I was like, was it Hall? He goes, yep. I said, oh, okay. I'll make sure. Because I got to go up there and let them people know that, my son doesn't do it. Remind them, because they already know.
They already know, but because there's new people, they're going to try to play.
Exactly.
They're going to try to play
still
games.
Trying to play.
Yeah.
And they play the games, too, because they know that my Moabite is not on it as hard as me. So what they'll do is, if I go up there, or I'll send a writ, like what I usually do, I'll write a writ, and I'll put it in this folder, and his school will get it. And what they'll do is, they'll call the mother. They'll call his mom. Like, oh, Joseph's, like, your son's, his father wrote a writ for him to, are you aware of this? And she's like, yeah, like, we're not together. Like, they call her, like, we don't live together.
Yeah.
We don't be this, like, and I'm like, because they know they want to play the game. Like, okay, she's not all the way on it. Let's see if she can play. And she's like, nope, whatever his father sent them, that's what it is. Like, what? I'm not stupid. I know I got to get permission from her first, and then I do what I do.
Yeah.
But they're on the prowl.
Yeah, that even goes to the play too of them going through mother. Yep. You know what I mean? Which again with the climate, she's pretty much done for, because she's not going to be dealing with them how your Moabites dealing with them. She's going to be dealing with them on some don't answer the phone or cuss them out or because
immediately
no defense.
You know it because that's my baby and all of that.
Yeah.
Not,
putting those emotional strings on them.
Yep. And it gets them every time. Well, rather, I know the game. I know what's going on. I know what y'all trying to do. It's just like, no, cut it out. It's not. It's serious, but when you get to that point, it's like, bro, come on, man. I know you know the deal. Yeah. Stop it.
Yeah.
Before you really want to go through all of that? Like, are you really that evil? Because it comes down to that. That person is. It's not the entity or whatever that's going to keep holding it up. It's the people they have for hire. That's a regular person that's there telling my son that Negro colored black. It's a Moabitess at that.
Yeah.
His teacher is a Moabitess. And it's the teacher, I went to school with her daughter. I know them both very well.
Yeah.
Her mom is a Daughters of ISIS.
Yeah.
She's on there. The teacher's on the internet. They don't even hide it out here. They show them doing their little step things in their fezzes. You know, the Daughters of ISIS, the Prince Hall Masons. I saw my son's teacher in the step thing. I was looking at her. I said, "Oh, Miss Hall," with her headdress on, wearing her fez, tagged down with the gold tassel, the white fez.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they know. You know, they all know.
They know.
My son's director of the school. The director of the school. His name is Dr. McFadden. Dr. McFadden is the pastor of St. John Congregational Church. It's the biggest church here. He's a 33rd degree Master Mason. This is my son's director. So when I go to the school, his heart goes in his ass every time. As soon as he sees me. As soon as he sees me.
Yeah,
you know, I'm fez, turbaned up. As soon as he sees me. So now, you know, this is their month. You know, they making this is their, I like to say this is their commercial month.
Yeah.
You know, because black is big
push
business.
The agenda, yeah. Push the agenda month.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Month. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So they can promote it. Black African American, the pride behind it, our people and stuff like that. You know, that's their commercial month to keep the people docile month. Keep them thinking, you know, we were slaves from Africa, and we made it through the struggle. See, we had these prominent people here that made it. Like, nah, that's the you know how they throw the rock and everybody looks over there, but they're not looking to see where the rock came from. They all look to see where the rock landed and where it hit. Nobody's looking to see who threw the rock. Nope.
Sure.
So they on there. It's the first day of the month. You know, and they're gonna be on there hard promoting their Negro colored black. And you know, you Moors coming in there with that information, you ruining their commercials,
messing it up.
Yep.
You know, so this is why this is our time too. You know, to set the record straight. That this is our time as well. You know what I mean? We already set the ritual. Just jump on. Just like we did the Dr. Blair ritual.
Right.
Just same, just like we did the Moorish American Treaty ritual.
Yep.
You know, we know what's up as far as the Moors who are on something. It's everybody else who we're sorting out. And we're sorting it out because I got enough calls. People want to know, they want to talk with Brother Yusuf because their school is doing some BS. Yeah. Everybody's dealing with it.
Yep. But when you get to that point, when he comes and he says, I don't like it because they're telling me that black BS crap, you already done your job. You won. Because he knows. You worry about when he comes in the house talking about, oh, mommy, us black people, we were the ones that's when you start getting worried. Don't calm down when he comes in the house talking about, I don't like it because they talking about that black stuff at school. Remember, just be calm because whatever you're teaching him is working. Because he knows that's some BS. Yeah. He came home and told you. So it's letting you know, like, okay, whatever you're teaching him is working. He come home and lets me know, like, they in there talking about black this and face turned up crazy, like okay, like, what do you? All right, as long as you know that's some BS. What do you want? Right. What's like? You already know. You know it's some BS.
Oh, yeah, and when you went into the thing and you saw the grades, don't forget to talk about that too.
Oh,
continue
see,
on. And that's continue. Just because he knows it's BS, but yeah, just continue on.
Right. So, but you know, I can't be so. And that's the other thing. He knows it's some BS. But my son, he's great. He's great. He's great, man. He's really great. So I'm checking his backpack yesterday morning. You know, I was, you know, cleaning it out or whatever. I'm going through the folder because, like, I guess, like, at the end of the week, the teacher puts everything that he did in there at the end of the week in the folder, right? So I'm looking, going through the papers. Everything this man got right. Everything. Correct. Big old correct papers. Big old C on it. Oof, correct. Good job. Everything. I'm like, Dad, you get everything right? So I'm looking at it, and then he comes in. Oh, we had a math test today. I got 100 on it. And I'm like, dang, man. Okay, so his math, he's so good in his math, he don't know this, but when I'll be like, oh, you got homework? He'd be like, yeah, I just had math. I'll be like, oh, okay. I don't even check it. I don't even check it. Now, if he has something else, you know, with his English or writing or something, I'll check it and go over it with him. But when it comes to math, oh, I don't go over that homework. He gets that every time. 100. Every time it come back, 100. I'm like, he's doing fractions. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I didn't know this boy was doing fractions. I was like, Dad, when they start doing fractions? Because I've been working. You know what I mean? I've been working. So I was like, when they start doing fractions? Doesn't matter. He's getting all hundreds on it. 100. I'm like, yo, like, wow. He's going in. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. So I can't be mad. You know, I'm not mad at nothing. He getting it. He getting them. You know, numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
They can't manipulate the numbers.
Yeah.
So if he's getting hundreds in mathematics, we're winning right now. You know, they can lie. Oh, he's struggling in history class. He better be. He better be. He better be. That's when he better be struggling in. But yeah, he gets all, man, that stuff. So I don't really, like, you can go, I can, you know, because in the beginning, it was like that. So I feel the more so going up to the school, letting them know. In the beginning, oh, I was like that. Oh, brother, I'm on your neck. You're not breathing. I'm not saying I would stop, but I really realized, like, you know, like, it's working. Like, whatever I'm teaching at home, he's listening to us doing class. You know, like, he learns all at home. When he goes there, it's really like, y'all really gonna send me here? And like, and he's like that right now. Like, y'all really gonna keep sending me here? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, you know, like, cause he knows, like, I'm just gonna do this because I don't want to hear nobody's mouth. That's what he's on right now. You know, like, most of us, everything is.
And I would get hundreds too.
Right. Getting straight hundreds because I don't want to hear, oh, he's being disruptive. My son's not doing none of that. He's watching y'all. I tell him all the time, you got to learn and you see what these people are doing. You know, what? Make them learn like that. Then you can see how much people be lying. Then you see how adults lie. Your own teacher is a liar. Like, watch her. You know, that's making my son learn and watch. Yeah. You know, like, dang, this lady really gonna sit there and lie like that? You're like, yep. Yeah. All your teachers too, all of them. And they'll keep doing it to get that check.
And just so people don't get crazy, remember, he's getting hundreds. So don't think that we're saying, you know, schools are bad or whatever like that. There's nothing to do with that. Right? We have to recognize, just like the prison is a certain complex, same thing with the school stuff. So you have to look at it for what it is. So you're not going to do nothing with it. It's going to be there. You got to deal with it. How is it that you're dealing with it? You know, how are you dealing with it is what it's going to come down to.
If if you're gonna keep thinking if you think you're gonna change that school, brother, you crazy. You are not changing that school. That's how they function. That's how they get their funds. That's how they get the runs, by teaching that. And tell you quick, if we go outside our curriculum, we won't get any federal funding. They tell you quick. I'm like, why do y'all teach this crap? Why? I done looked through it. Had to have meetings and everything. Why are y'all teaching this? It's the only way we're gonna get paid. Mm-hmm. I said, oh, okay. I mean, it's not okay, but that's the way. But okay. That's the only way the school is open. Yep. Is because, okay, every time a child goes to school and the parent checks off Black, African American, Hispanic, Native American, anytime a parent checks off any of those are all minority statuses. So in minority statuses in school, they get paid for that. Each minority that comes through that school, they get a kickback for that. Every time they can make a program to satisfy minorities, they get paid for that. So they all of those programs that they set up for so-called minorities, all of that is for people to get paid for it. So you more coming in there to, oh, my child's not a minority, and you stopping people from getting funds. School manipulating your children's brain is big business. That's a big business. It's not, what do you say in the movies? It's not personal. It's business. Manipulating your child is big business. And you coming in there trying to, remember, even Michelle Obama, when she went in there and tried to fix the school's dieting program, they shut that right down. This was the quote-unquote president's wife. Shut her down. You're not changing nobody's food. You crazy? These students in here being hooked on sugar and all of that, we get paid off of that. We get notes off of that. School and children is big business. That's big business. Human trafficking for children. Big business. And people missing it. They're missing it. They just think my child's going to school. Not at all. Not at all.
So how important is that work of, even if they're going in the background, like is it your son's watching you, or is he learning what you're learning even though he's 10?
Oh, okay. Because like my sister told me, he has to go because he has to learn both sides. He has to see the manipulation. So when he goes into the real world, he'll see that, okay, this is that clown stuff that they was trying to do back then. Yeah. But I know better. Yeah. So he can do both sides. So without him going there in the beginning, he really be foreign to it, like really like lost, like not comprehending that somebody's trying to, throw him under the bus by using words that he might not understand, but he thinking they being polite. Like, oh, well, all the black kids come over here. See, my son's not doing that.
Right, yeah. So you be standing there.
Right. But you being polite, you talking.
Yeah. You're not dissing. You're just saying, hey.
You're not dissing nobody. Oh, yeah. all the black kids line up over here. My son's not moving.
Yeah.
Or okay, well, all the kids line up. He's still not moving. My son's not a kid and he's not black. They're gonna have to, because he knows what words mean. And that's coming through from watching us, studying, because I always tell them, don't be a parent. Don't go there, because my dad said. Nah, don't say that. You need to be able to tell them what what dictionary, what book you got that from. You know what I mean? You need to be able to say reference points. Your reference points can't just be my daddy. You can't keep saying that. You know what I mean? You can't keep saying that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real. That's real.
But the 10-year-old, he gets it. He's only 10.
Yeah.
It's pressure, but hey, we were doing quantum physics when we were 2 years old, so
straight up.
He'd be okay.
Knowing this is nothing. Yeah.
This is nothing.
Straight. We were talking about the American Indian Council and one of the the comments in the comment section. So there's a comment here by yourself saying that Dr. Ben said we were calling ourselves Moors. What type of response should you have gotten relative to you putting that comment, knowing that somebody's going to see it and comment under, because that's just the theme of, threads.
And that was the craziest thing too, because he commented back. What did he write? Prove it. Yeah, and I was confused by that.
Yeah, you allow a man to give you a story of your origins. That's the difference between us Indians and you Moors. We deal with heritage. You niggas deal with cults and beliefs.
Now, see, that's the craziness right there. Okay. Indian in a dictionary, it'll tell you. In a dictionary, it'll tell you that Columbus thought he was leaving India, going to India. And because he wasn't going to India, he got lost and landed in the Caribbeans. And he thought he was in India and he wasn't. And that's where the word Indian comes from, and it stuck. But now they're saying that's their heritage. That's a colonist called you Indians.
Oh
that's
yeah.
Not what you.
Oh yeah. Let's just let somebody else tell them. Hold on. I forgot we had this. Let's just let someone else tell them.
I like to speak on anything and everything that interests me. I'm never not writing. I like to bear all my ugliness, my weeping sores. I want to be honest. It will only alienate the wrong people who are interested in other things. That's what I'm finding more and more. Uchama Spatu Naki Simaksi. My name is A Mind with Wings, and I'm a spoken word artist.
And I've decided to move to Commercial Drive and run for East Van MP. Not for the Liberal Party, not for the Green Party, and especially not for the Conservative Party. For the War Party.
From a little reservation, no longer a reservation, called Utliwathan. It's a small village on the west coast of Vancouver Island. I had signed up for a youth conference, and being like poor and all, like I don't get to fly a whole lot. So when I hopped on the plane, it was my first time hearing Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly." He talks about the N-word in his culture. I found it funny that it was called I, and I started making all these correlations between the word Indian in our communities, and First Nations and Indigenous communities. And from there, I have so much to say, and it's become a real staple in his culture. I found it funny that it was called I, and I started making all these correlations between the word Indian in our communities, and First Nations and Indigenous communities.
Oh, so how come? Remember, certain people said that they're red, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, if certain people say that they're red, then this guy could say that he's red too.
Yep.
Because I never heard about no butterscotch Indians or no, you know what I mean?
I never heard of none of that. All I ever heard about was red ones. Like there was no other color that they would use to reference these Indians. But he's saying he's hearing somebody talk about nigger and he's making the correlation to Indian?
Yo, isn't that crazy?
Come on.
Isn't that crazy?
Come on.
Indian and nigger are synonymous, according to First Nation people. Indian and nigger are synonymous. The N-word, he didn't even say it. He said the N-word, letting you know, like, that's something you just don't say. The N-word. And these people want to be Indian.
When
this is the guy.
Yeah, according to the First Nations, Aboriginal, Indigenous,
right,
whatever they call themselves, the ones that don't look like quote unquote niggers, but call themselves that say Indian and they point at them and say those are Indian. No, that they don't play around with being called Indian.
Nope.
I don't know if it's your phone, but your background's scratchy.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. Something was rubbing on something. But the spoken word, you gotta get them apples, bro. You gotta get them apples. You have to. No option.
No, I'm still here.
Yeah, so indigenous spoken word artists. Like indigenous spoken word artists. Letting them know. Forget that Indian misnomer. Stop with the misnomer. But nah. These people are going to say they're not Moors, but be a misnomer. That everybody knows that that's some BS. Willingly saying that they're Indians. And then what's interesting too, just so we can put this out early. What's interesting too, these people talking crazy. Dictionary of the Choctaw language. Dictionary of the Choctaw language. And then when you go check, Cyrus Byington, John Reed Swanton, and Henry Sale Halbert, some Europeans. Because that doesn't look like a red man.
Well, you know that all their chiefs be looking like Europeans.
Oh yeah,
so oh
yeah.
It might be something different right there.
Yeah, might be.
Oh man, wait a minute. All right, go ahead, Grand Sheik.
No, go ahead,
I
boy.
found something in it. No, because I'm gonna find the dictionary because I got a dictionary in my living room that said Indian applied to Englishmen. I said, wait a minute, wait till I get it. I'm gonna find it. Hold on.
Dictionary of the Choctaw language. Now again, Moors know that we taught the Europeans, so we don't have no issue with Black's Law Dictionary, Ballantines, and whatever. Webster's, like we don't got no issues where words come from and language, whatever, because we know that we taught this European. Our foremothers and forefathers put them onto knowledge. No one else. So you had to be.
You had to be the ones who taught them your language. They didn't, there's no way they sat there and got every word in your language without you Choctaw people sitting there telling them what everything means. And then they had to learn your language too in order to write this dictionary. You tell me you did that on some 13 colonies? They're already inland by the time you're talking about sitting down with these people to write dictionaries. They were already on the mainland.
Right. I thought they didn't have a written language though.
Right?
Where they get dictionaries from. All of a sudden, Choctaw got dictionaries.
Yeah.
What?
Choctaw is
Y'all
dictionaries.
didn't have a written language.
Yeah. I thought it was oral history. How come there's written down stuff?
Right. I thought y'all wrote with knots of strings. Like, where you get a dictionary from? They was tying knots with strings. Like Grand Chick says, that was hand-me-down stories. But now they got dictionaries. It's just crazy. Choctaw, and he's yelling. Like, that's it. Like, this is it. That's not it. European sitting right in the front cover of the book.
They can put you on the book for European. Your language, but Europeans on the book. Now you.
Right.
Europeans on the book. Yeah, man.
Why did they, every time I look in the dictionary at the word Indian, they keep excluding Eskimo. They be like Indians and, you know, all the native, whatever, except Eskimos. And I'm like, why do they keep saying the Eskimos are not Indians?
Because the Eskimos are from Asia.
Exactly. Exactly.
Eskimos are indigenous to here.
Yep.
Eskimos are the Bering Strait Indians.
Yep.
They try to put that on all the Indians. Like, oh yeah, everybody came from there, from that way. No, sorry. Good try though. There were Moors here.
Yep.
And like you were saying, if you're so native, you're so indigenous, you're so aboriginal, how come the crew on Columbus ship didn't speak any indigenous language to over here? Why they coming here with Arabic and Aramaic and Sanskrit? Why are they coming over here with that? If obviously there was some type of civilization here on some very pristine levels.
Yeah, and we know that you were speaking Aramaic, like you said. They were speaking Aramaic. Like, that's crazy. How you gonna act like they were speaking Choctaw or whatever?
Somebody's
when
speaking Choctaw.
Columbus's translators, when Columbus got here, he looked at his translator and was like, go ahead. And they spoke Aramaic. That means it was Moors talking to Moors. It wasn't no Indians. Wasn't like that. That's absurd. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Making up stuff.
I can't believe we even got to this point, though. Like, this
Making
is so childish, man. Like, Columbus thought he was going to India. Remember the skit that the European put up?
Yeah.
The little comedy joint? This ain't Indians?
Yeah.
Y'all not Indians? We're not Indians. Oh, you're Indians.
Yeah, you're Indians.
Like,
nah, y'all Indians.
y'all Indians. And these schools up in the back, like, look, we are Indians.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah,
no.
and more resided in the and Chaldean and Hebrew also.
Right.
So how come they don't have no Choctaw languages that they were learning? How you going somewhere where there's Cherokee but you don't know Cherokee language, but you know Aramaic and all that stuff? What the hell are you talking about?
Right. And then online, if you check online, they tell you that most of them indigenous languages are derived from Arabic.
Yeah.
It tells you. It's only these people that's going crazy, mad, yelling, and screaming. Because they mad.
Mad. Oh yeah, and then again with the Indian again. Just wanted to play this one. This one got me a little hot earlier.
Called indigo. This is where you get the word Indian from. It's not from the word indigenous. It's from the word indigo. That was the color of the people that they first saw. The original human beings were blue-black. It's preserved in Hindu art. They have like Krishna in blue and all that. But now it's now more glamorized. But back in the days, humans were blue-black. They were called indigo. And when these Western explorers came to some of these islands, what they saw was really dark-skinned people, and they called them indigos. That became Indians or Indo. You said Indo-European, Indonesian, Indo. That's all dealing with the color indigo, because that's what the original black, so-called black man or woman, I have to say woman, but the original black woman was, because geneticists now have realized that the entire history of humanity is in women.
We know you know Moors. When you talk about black people and stuff like that. We know that we know for a fact that KRS knows Moors. Knows Moors, like arm to arm with Moors. Moors who went to Grand Chief Nature El Bay's classes. Moors.
Yep.
Telling me about people because of their color. The blue-black people from Congo are still Congolese. They're not blue-black people. They're not blue-black people. What do you mean blue-black people? Oh yeah, those people look blue-black, so they're blue-black. They're not blue-black. They have some type of identity that has nothing to do with the color of how they look. Yeah, of course. They had Assar was green. Nobody called him green guy, the green man. This is the green man of our ancient forefathers. No, you called him by his free name. Talk about people are blue-black when you know Moors. Then you throw a little so-called in there. Make it seem like you're riding. Stop playing around. Like, why play around with people? When you looking for truth, make sure you go research yourself and stop listening to people. Do your own research. If somebody's indigo, that's a spiritual status. Somebody's not indigo because of how they look. This jackass thought he was in India. That's why they called the people Indians, not because they were black, so black they look purple. So we call them Indians. That's not why they call them Indians, because of how they look like that. until he thought he was somewhere else.
They can't leave those colors alone, Grand Chief.
Love the color game. Now you're telling people that they're blue-black people. You can go check. They'll give you the traits of indigo people to see if you're one. It's an actual thing. But it has nothing to do with some blue-black or whatever people. Indigo people are people on a certain spiritual frequency. That they can receive from all levels of this beautiful spectrum we call existence. Has nothing to do with how they look. Because I know some Europeans who's going to make the glass move on the Ouija board. Europeans. The Negroes talking about devil worship. But they're the originals and that's their stuff, but they're running. And you're claiming that you're some blue-black. You're not even close to the level of the blue-black people. Even if you look like that. Being indigo is divine. Being indigo is not how you look. Because again, these people are going to do whatever they have to do so that they don't have to talk about the Moors.
Right. Straddle the fence.
Talk about everything else just so that they don't have to talk about the Moors. Because when you start talking about the Moors, you might get silenced. If you're somebody in some type of position of some whatever. You seen what they did to when you look at everybody who ever got some type of whatever from the colonizer, that's a negative. Whether it's jail time, murdered, assassinated, crippled, mess up their marriage, their whatever like that. It's mainly Asiatics they go after like that. Why? Because they know that these people are the key. As soon as they start, Wesley Snipes said, I'm going to have my own movie production stuff. Forget these people. Shut him down. People said they're going to go get their masters. Shut them down. So we get.
What happened to that?
Huh? Say that again?
I said, what happened to that? People going to get their masters. The guy going to get his masters. What happened to that? Oh, yeah, he said, if you want me to get it, y'all got to pay for it. That's their leader. That's their leader.
All right. Just because of more.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of standing up for something that is not supposed to be talked about. What do you mean? Why shouldn't it be talked about? What do you mean? It shouldn't be talked about. You talk about everything else. As soon as you start talking Moorish, it's a problem. And people want to keep you in the dumb down. I already showed you the indigenous telling you, forget the Indian crap. It's BS. Yeah, people don't know.
The indigenous population of the United States has been historically marginalized. Despite centuries of oppression, mass killing, and displacement, there's been little progress in the way indigenous tribes are perceived and labeled. This controversy can be seen in the exonym used to refer to the country's original population. Some prefer the term Native American, others say American Indian, and there are similar variations on both terms. So, which is the most correct, Native American or American Indian? Well, the origin of the controversy has its roots in the lower term of Indian, as the legend goes.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, because they make it seem like this something the Moors made up. Like y'all just made this up. Us Native Americans, Indians, like you guys better go do your research. Brother, where you think we got this stuff from? You think this stuff just popped in our head out of nowhere? Like we crazy? We've been new. Just like the rest of the world, been new. Like, those words don't make any sense. Like, because of when you check the history, da-da-da-da-da, and she's talking, like, she even knows, like, this is, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm an anchor reading the stuff, but even I know it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that stuff comes from Columbus. Like, of course. And that's why the so-called Native people themselves say they like to take on new names to call themselves. That's why they call themselves First Nation. I'm not saying that these names are correct. I'm just saying they even notice themselves that those words, those names, Native American, Indian, those are misnomers. They know that. But the so-called black guy who was black 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
I just found out.
Now he found out.
So-called,
yeah, he seen a picture of a dark-skinned native and said, "Oh my gosh,
yeah,
I'm
now
Indian."
He's
now he's going nuts.
Indian.
Now he's not black. He's Indian. No, you're not Indian. You're not black. You're not colored. You're none of that. You're not African. You're Moors.
You're Moors. You're Moors.
We're telling you that you're Moors because we're Moors.
Right.
Like, we're not telling you because we don't know what we're talking about.
You think we would just be telling y'all to be Moors? It's because, like, what? What do we get from it? What do we get from that? What do we get from telling people who they are? What do I get from that?
Yeah.
What do I get off of that? After I tell him that he's a Moor, and he's like, oh, wow. And he goes about his life, and I go about my life. I'm not getting nothing. He ain't going to give me nothing. I'm not gaining anything from that. Anything from that. Physically, I'm not gaining anything from that. But on the esoteric side, we already know. But physically, I'm not getting, on the mundane level, I'm not getting nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I just told the brother who he was and kept him moving.
Yeah.
So why would I waste my time? I'm not gaining anything. Nowadays, the way this world is ran, only reason why you talk is because you want to gain something. Anything you want to do is because you want to gain something. What do I gain from telling people that they're Moors? What do we gain from that? What does that help me with? My more advice is on me right now because I'm doing class. What do you think I'm gaining from this? Telling y'all Moors. You know what I mean? Like, straight. Walking in blizzards, on the phone doing class, live, walking, blizzard, wind blowing crazy. I gotta do class. Gotta let them know that they Moors. I'm not getting nothing from that. I'm walking in the blizzard. Nobody came. I'm not getting a ride. I'm walking in the blizzard. Walking in the burger just to tell these Moors that they Moors.
We're paying his dues.
Imagine you're not getting nothing from that. These Moors, they think we getting something from that. What? You crazy? My Moabite on me. Cut all my friends. What you think? I ain't getting nothing from this. But on the mundane levels. But esoterically, and knowledge-wise, I got everything. You know, but on a mundane level, the way this world is, man, I didn't. Nobody paid me for that. Everything is a hustle now, quote unquote. If you're not gaining nothing from helping somebody, then you wasting time. So we doing this straight from our heart. It's all love right here. We're not gaining nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. If I wanted attention, I would have did hula hoops.
True.
I could do anything. any of that. Any of that. I can go right on there. I had my son doing all type of stuff on YouTube, but we wanted attention. For what? We're not getting no knowledge from that. What did we learn from this? Nothing. That's why I love building with the Moors.
Yeah. Ain't nothing better than that. Nothing better than that.
They make it seem like we getting something from this. We don't get nothing.
Nothing.
I get text messages and videos from the Grand Sheik all day. All we doing is looking up how to figure out how to get us back to where we need to be. And getting rid of these dirty Moors trying to stop us from getting back to our stuff. That's what we doing.
Yeah.
And we not trying to get the nation right. Now the best way we know how to. Might not be the best way. We don't know. You know what I mean? I always put that. I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not. I just found out.
Just found out.
I just found out. You know what I mean? I didn't even know I was supposed to be having a plan for us to be getting our stuff back. I didn't even know I was part of that.
It's real.
Be part of that. You know, what they say, just if you talk about sports, Michael Jordan's not coming to that box. It's just us. And we're gonna be the ones that gotta get us out of this mess. It's just us here. Ain't nobody coming to help us.
Straight. Better get it together. Yep.
Yo, the Emperor's not coming back. What's the name? Carthaginians not coming. Hannibal's not coming back on the elephants. That's not happening. Hannibal is not coming back to those elephants. Nobody. It's gonna be us.
We're doing it, or it's not getting done. Simple.
It's not getting done.
Simple. Either we unify and it gets done, or keep playing games. And those who are on it would stay on it and get their little whatever they get just for knowing.
Right. Europeans know how to unify. They put their differences aside and unify.
Yeah.
They knew, okay, yeah, we might, whatever, but we all got a common interest. We want to be on top. And what they did, Richard, you got the video? The video played it better than I can say it.
Yep.
We broke it down. Let them know. 400 years. That was the thing.
That was the slavery. That was the slavery. The slavery was these colonists coming here beating our heads in. That was the slavery. Ain't no slave ships and all of that stuff there.
Yeah.
The only slavery was, and then they put up the little front like, yeah, this was plantations or whatever, when those were our stuff where we had them enslaved when we were over here.
Yep.
Traded places. Just like certain seats is your seat. You don't make up a new seat.
Why you take the seat that this guy took? Oh, but you don't want to do that. If you know, because you do that, that might mean running up in certain stuff to get the seat. So we just make up a new seat.
Make up a new seat. And you're not even making, they're not even making up new seats. They literally trading places.
Yeah.
They're taking on foreigners' titles while the foreigner has
your title. Yeah. Yeah.
Trump sitting there being a die man. And y'all over here playing council court or whatever.
Or USAR or whatever you're playing.
We talking, where's the Viziers, the Imperial die man? Why hasn't this, they be like, oh, why hasn't somebody been talking? That's what's going on. They talk about the treaty, you know, enforce the Constitution and all of that. Yeah, but you better be sitting in your seat while you're doing it.
Straight.
You're not sitting in your seat while you're doing it. You looking crazy. Because they be like, oh, the prophet didn't say nothing about the Bible. See, he said enforce the Constitution. And once you see what your language was for like what a Congress was, the Congress was the Imperial divan. Or it's another, I think Congress is Abdullah. Once you get more than masonry from Abdullah, he breaks it all the way down. Yeah. 20 years of research. I'm not arguing with that, man.
Nothing to argue. It is what it is.
He didn't say nothing about no SGC. What is this? Supreme Grand Council, SGC, Supreme, because they use abbreviations now. Like it's been around for years. I was like, yo, look at this. Like, no. Imperial Divan. Where's the Viziers? They're sitting in your seats, and you want to go. Like I was telling the Grand Sheik, you got your bike taken, and you gonna run home and tell your mom, dude stole your bike, and you think your mom going, oh, I'm gonna go buy you a new one. No, she's gonna tell you, boy, you better go get your bike. And you know who took your bike too. And you sitting in here looking at me, you know who took your bike, and you coming in here telling me, oh, you gotta go get me a new bike. Oh, what? You would never get another bike. That's exactly what my mom would have told me. You'll never get a bike from me. She told me just like that. You'll never get a bike from me. I've just been bikeless. And somebody stole my bike, and I knew who stole it. And now I want a new one. No, that's not how any of that works.
It doesn't work like that. Why would anything else work like that?
You got to go get your bike back. And it's not the you're not looked at as the renegade when you go get your bike back, right? Nobody's calling you, oh, he's against the government and all of that when you're going to get your bike back, right? You're just going to get you dude stole your bike. You're going to get your bike back. You're not a rebel. You're not a renegade. You're not against nobody's government or nothing. Somebody stole your stuff and you're going to go get it back. That's what happened. That's what happened. You don't got to be labeled all of this stuff that they try to label us as. That's not what's going on.
Straight.
They stole our stuff. And Dirty Moors helped them to do it.
Of course they did. Of course
European can't come over here and bed by himself. We know that.
Yeah.
Because they love to bring up, like we just did, the translators for Columbus.
Yeah.
They helped him. Okay, yeah, those was Moors on there. They helped some out, but when they got over here and they was translating to those Moors, don't act like those Moors theirs wasn't selling out too. Because they knew what was going on.
Straight up.
They was talking right then and there. And the foreigner right there, he didn't even know what they were saying. And it was still selling out. Still selling out.
For trinkets. Selling out for trinkets.
Yep.
It's not for little BS that you could have made with a coconut shell. The hell are you talking about? These guys getting spoons and stupid stuff.
Sold right out, quick, fast. still do it today, man.
Yeah.
And I already know because sometimes I be like, it's probably at the same level of selling out. How because they hide the sellout very well. You know what I mean? Like if only reason why we know what's going on is because we're in the knowing. You know, just like back then. I look at it like that. Maybe everybody didn't know people were selling out because they weren't in the knowing. You know, like people were selling out. We can find out anything in 5-10 minutes now because of social media. When selling out was going on back then, it might take a little while to figure out somebody was selling out. The word got to get by and all of that. Technology wasn't as fast as it was now. You can get information quick then. Quick now. Quick. Back then, the sellout took a while. So when they were plotting and they were destroying, like, you can sell out and be sitting for a while because nobody's paying you no attention because it's not quick. It's not fast, and nobody's gonna find out quickly. You know, you can just be sitting there building up your sellout, making more people join in to your sellout because ain't nobody picking up on it. Don't nobody know. By the time they don't figure out, oh, we done been sold out, and you go to go say something, the dude next to you that you said something to, he's part of the sellout. It's too late. It's too late.
Yep.
And it's still like that to this day. People, but the only thing is though, if you're in the knowing, you can find out quicker.
Yeah.
But if you're not in the knowing, you're still lost. It doesn't even matter.
Mm-hmm.
You're just lost. You're still into church, Sunday, go to work, punch in. You know, that's your routine. You don't know nothing else. You don't know nothing else. Party, you know, have a good time. You don't know that, oh, hold on. Oh, this whole thing is a setup for me to fail. They want me to do this, and then you die. You didn't activate nothing spiritually, really. You know, you were still going on dogma. That's what they want. That's the whole thing. For you not to figure it out. And that's what the sellout, because like I said, right here, you calling in the radio stations and you trying to let your people know who they are, it be your own call hanging up on you. I call into our radio stations here with our people. They hang up, and this is, all right, when I was working at the lounge downtown or whatever, I would see all of these people coming in, all the so-called mayor assistants. These are all our people. They don't put our people in the highest position, but they'll be right underneath them. So like, you know, I knew people who was answering the phones for the mayor. You know, like I know the attorney here, the city's attorney, she's a Moor. She used to come down to the lounge all the time. And all these people, they see me. I'm at work, turban and fezed up. I don't care that y'all down here doing wrong. I got to do what I got to do, but I'm still turban and fezed up. You know what I mean? I'm just working. But so they all knew I was a Moor. We would talk, we would build. So they know, and still sitting in positions. Like the dude, Daryl Moss, this brother hung up on me, calling into the radio stations, hung up on me, telling the people that we was Moors. He didn't know that. And I didn't know I was going to meet this man one day. I met him at the lounge. He came down. I didn't know that he was a prominent dude. So we had poetry night or whatever. He's the guy everybody in the city knows as the poetry guy. So when we had the poetry night, it was a big night. It was overcrowded. He was there. I saw him. I met him. He knew who I was, and I knew who he was. He knew who I was just because what I had on. I know he didn't even know that we already had talked on the phone and he hung up on me. But he knew who I was, just the way I looked. So he's being polite coming in, because, you know, I'm at work. You got to talk to me.
Yeah, straight.
Like, you know, I'm the one that's running everything.
Yeah.
So you gotta talk to me. So he came up to me, we would talk, and he's the most polite guy in the world now. You know, oh, how you doing, brother? Da 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 da. Boom. Can I help him with whatever? You know, that kept going. That went on. Now, now a couple weeks later, I'm walking, coming back from my aunt's house or whatever. I'm walking. Convenience pulls up on me. I look. It's Daryl Moss. Yo, you need a ride, brother? I'm looking at this situation like, what is this? You know, you hung up on me, calling in to say that we was Moors. You know, but he sees me walking. You pulled up. Oh, he pulled over to give me a ride. What is that? What is that? You think these people don't know who we are? You think they don't know karmic debt? You think he don't? Every time he sees me, he wants to give me anything. Anytime you need something, let me. You know. So the first time I get a ride, he brings it up. So you a Moor? I was like, aren't we all? My response is, aren't we all? Every time somebody says, you a Moor? Aren't we all? Yeah, you know, yeah. I was like, yeah, you know. And I was like, yeah. And then his daughter, who was a baby in the back, I was like, yeah, you know. Turned around, looked right at his daughter. Yeah, you a Moor too, baby girl. You know, letting her know. Like, don't let your dad play you. I told you. You know what I mean? I told you. Yeah, you a Moor too, baby girl. A Moor. M-O-O-R. And she's like, Moor? And I'm like, yup. But this is the guy who hung up on me.
Yeah.
You know, my own man hung up on me when I went to go tell. But again, he answers the phones for the mayor too. So I'm like, Dad, man, you work under the mayor. You could be the one that could, you know, maybe get some of these proclamations out to the mayor, put this on record, put this on file, any of that. You think they're gonna do that? He hung up on me.
Hung up.
See the attorney, the city attorney, she comes down to the lounge. Nothing. She won't even do anything. My cousin, who I was working for, she would ask her, you know, oh, could you help? She'd be like, yeah, I'll put the finance behind it, but don't put my name in it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is what your people. This is what they do, because they all worried about their positions, their titles, and everything. That's how I know. I'm like, man, the sellout is crazy. These people they're not losing anything. Their financial. I do consider it the best. Their little positions and their work, they got to feed their family, whatever they doing, whatever it takes to keep that.
Yeah.
Even if it involves selling out your child. Your child, though. It don't matter.
Yeah.
That don't matter. That don't matter to them. They'll sell your child out. Yes, I will. Mm-hmm. Like when I go to my son's school Monday, they're going to give me backlash. And my whole thing is, you're giving me backlash because I'm trying to save my son's life. And you people are sitting here arguing that. Like, what's wrong? Like, and that's crazy. And the people who's arguing it are people who wear feathers, tied down, tassel tag down, you know. And I'm like, yo, look how this is the world. But it's my own. It's not Europeans, man. It's my own. It's my own. And even when Europeans do it, they don't have the balls to show their face. They're Europeans on there making those videos, and he won't even show his face.
Yeah.
He won't even show their face. And he's only one. You can count on one hand, fingers left over, how many Europeans that said something about some Moors. I hear the 4 grand sheet because I don't want to get mad, you know, because it's crazy. The sellout is crazy. Because they'll go in, you know, you can read Rothschild paying for MLK's eulogy. Coretta Scott, big ups Rothschild. When I say the sellout is crazy, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The civil rights whole thing was backed by the Jews. We already went over that. Yeah. The NAACP, the owner of it is the Jews. When I say the sellout is crazy, it's crazy. It's crazy. And these people putting up there, Martin Luther King marched with the Indians. Yo, Rothschild paid for his funeral. Yeah. What are you talking about?
What you mean? Coretta
Scott, big up Rothschild. Now, look at Coretta. Somebody please show me a dusty picture of Coretta. When Coretta's skirt looking crazy, her hair messed up, her makeup ain't done, face, Coretta look perfect in every picture you see. Every picture you see, Coretta stuff is done. Rothschild paid good money, good notes to the King family, to the King family. It's documented. This ain't Mutati he's going against Martin Luther King. Listen.
What do you mean? It's Black History Month. We're talking about them.
Yo. If these Europeans give you anything to celebrate, you run. You run the other way. They telling you to celebrate Martin Luther King, you better go study that, because there's something behind that. They're giving us to go. Why won't they let us celebrate El Hajj? El Hajj don't got a holiday. Why? Khalil don't got a holiday. Why? Why? They're not going to give it to the real ones. King the only one. King got a holiday. Look him up in Rothschild. Type in MLK Rothschild. They buddy. Rothschild used to come to the church at Atlanta and say sermons to the church in Atlanta. Rothschild. I'm not making this up. They did it. I'm not saying, and that's, Mutati doing research. I know it's the Grand Sheik's platform, so don't blame the Grand Sheik. Blame Mutati. I'm the one that did that research and found that. Don't got nothing to do with Canaanland Moors. That's me. Yusuf Mutati L found that information. And if you found something else, correct me. I'm not like that. Because I would love, believe me, I would love for Martin Luther King to be a good man. I don't want him to be bad and done anything wrong, but we all know civil rights is unconstitutional.
Unconstitutional. 1800s.
That, like, civil, all that civil rights was put together through Jews. Jews did that. You can look it up, man. They don't even hide it. The Jews did it. You put civil rights and Jews. Put it in together. Just type it in just like that. Just type it in just like that. Civil rights and Jews. It pop up. And Martin Luther King was marching with Indians. Come on. That's fraud.
Of course,
I gotta ask them that too. The Indian guy, what were you before 1492? You gotta give them the same question. Everybody gets that question now. What were you before 1492?
Yeah. Since it was Black History Month, we wanted to give honors to the blacks. Running this one again. I had to put this one again.
I've heard of this before, but black people seem to really struggle with this one. You just don't seem to get it. You would rather fight against each other instead of your enemies. This is bad business and you will never get true freedom doing things this way. Instead, do what we did to gain power. We divided and conquered entire countries based on their differences, while holding true to our similarities. I am white. There is no changing that. My God-born tendency is to preserve my own. Nothing is racist about that. It is just common sense. You people are the stupid ones, going around trying to love everybody, but you're sick.
The world is laughing at us.
Laughing.
The world is laughing at us.
They already know.
Playing games. playing games. We've been playing games forever. Yeah, he's gonna go in. He's gonna go in. He's gonna go in. Please continue to play in Grand Sheik. Please. If he goes in.
Selves. We kicked your asses here in America for over 400 years, and you still go around talking about Jesus loves everyone. While you've been doing all the praying and jumping around, we have been buying up the world and making laws you have to abide by. No offense, but everyone else has unity but you. I mean, look at the business in your neighborhoods. The people that control it don't even look like you. In fact, everyone who comes to this country sets up a business in the black community.
Right, that one there was crazy.
Yes.
Everyone that's not from here comes here and sets up a business in your community. And then our businesses fail. But their businesses keep going and keep growing and keep getting bigger, and then our businesses fail. Or if they don't fail, they're hanging on by a fingernail. Unless they're doing some entertainment club, whatever BS that keeps the people in, you know, their servile position.
The Koreans, the Indians, the Chinese, the list goes on and on. Aren't you tired of letting these other people supply all of your food, nails, and weaves?
When he said Indians, he was talking about the Indians from the East.
Oh, let's just rewind that.
The Koreans, the Indians, the Chinese, but everyone else has unity but you. I mean, look at the business in your neighborhoods. The people that control it don't even look like you. In fact, everyone who comes to this country sets up a business in the black community. The Koreans, the Indians, the Chinese, the list goes on and on. Aren't you tired of letting these other people supply all of your food, nails, and weaves? The one thing they have that you don't is unity. Number 2. Once you get unity, you are going to need to get organized. When we took over the world, we had a plan in place. A goal. Since we whites make up a small percentage of the global population, we knew the only way for us to exist was to enslave non-white people. This was our global plan for white supremacy. But we didn't stop there. We organized a military force behind our goal and executed it to perfection, killing men, women, and children across the globe with brute force. Whatever we needed, we just took it. And if blacks or Native Americans didn't like it,
oh, how come they didn't call them Indians? Of course, you know, you're gonna take a more off black and just call the people black. You already know.
Oh well. Remember, there are no rules in war. Our objective is to ensure survival. But you black people seem to think your economic hardships, social injustices, and high arrest rates just happened by chance alone. Never mind. We've worked nearly 4 centuries, day and night, to keep you people exactly where we want you. On the plantation. Yeah. True. Let me tell you a little secret. Most white people are not going to tell you this. It's an old family secret we have kept pretty quiet about. And for a good reason. You see, all that free labor my white ancestors got from your black ancestors translated into a lot of money. In fact, the black slave trade was the greatest wealth-building tool in human history.
Remember, that was over here. Remember, they're not making any finance by taking people from across the Atlantic Ocean, putting them on a ship in a position where by the time you get to the other side, 80% to 90% are going to be dead. Remember, this is their property. Why would they chain 50 slaves and throw them over the side of the stuff or whatever? They have to sell those. Oh, they did that because those ones were the ones that were gonna die anyways. Okay, fine. So they got rid of those. You told me that that's the only ones? You told me no more died before they got to shore? Please. All that happened here. The whole
it didn't stop. The free labor continues.
Yep.
Nobody's getting paid.
No one's paid. Slavery.
Nobody's getting paid, but the elite is still getting more powerful. But nobody's getting paid. And everybody's still chasing Federal Reserve notes, but nobody's getting paid. Still keeping them in power. That's keeping them in power. They just said it. They've been doing it for over 400 years. You think they didn't master it? You've been doing it for over 400 years.
And then
they're gonna master that.
And what are we doing for 400 years?
Oh.
And see where the pieces are on the board now after 400 years.
Yep. We've been playing color games, being civil mortus for the last 400 years, plus some encounter. Oh no, technically, the 400 years would be this year or last year. It'd have been the 400 years.
Mm-hmm.
We still going through it. Still going through it.
Still. And
Prophet came in 1913.
And just like the Willie Lynch letter, this is fake, but there's some truths in there.
Yep.
So don't start talking. Well, oh, see, it said black, and it said, the Moors aren't supposed to be. There's truth in here.
Mm-hmm.
Eat the fish, spit out the bones, like Brother Seton Ross says. Stop talking about chewing bones and start choking and trying to talk BS. No, you told you watch for the bones. Don't talk crap after you're choking. Told you watch for the bones.
With free labor, we were able to finance the Industrial Revolution. Well, all of that money pretty much stayed in the vast majority of white families. And with all due respect, whites intend to keep it that way. You see, Dr. Martin Luther King was pretty good at integrating lunch counters and toilets. However, he didn't do so well at integrating bank accounts. So you blacks were shafted out of the money that was due to you in exchange for a good job and education. But it was us whites who owned most of the jobs. Which brings me to my point. It's just another plantation. I say all of it to say, being organized is more than alignment. It is knowing the traps we have laid out for you, and then moving around them.
It's about knowing the traps that have been laid out for you and moving around them. The most effective trap has been call ourselves something that we're not.
There you go.
The most effective trap has been keep the name Moors out these people's minds, out these people's mouths, out these people's ears. Don't even give them an opportunity to even smell more. Because we can't have them know.
Yep. Yep. And it must be something esoterically too, Grand Sheik.
Right.
Because these Europeans, they know, like, like the physical realm, they got on lock. They got that on smash right now.
Yeah.
They print the notes and everything.
Yeah.
So it must be esoterically that they fear the word more. Like, esoterically, the word more must do something to the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way they make it, they don't even want it in your head.
Yeah.
They don't even want you to think it. Like, forget say it. Don't think it. They don't even want you to think it. And that's the most amazing thing to me. I'm like, yo, they don't even want us to think the word, know the word. Why? Why is it so hard to even, think the word? They don't even want us to think it. Like, cause they'll lie and, make it seem like it's a word that's so far-fetched, and they'll try to get rid of the word.
Yeah.
We don't, when you look in the dictionaries, it'll say, oh, not in use anymore. Like, what do you mean? Or it has like the cross symbol next to it, like it's ancient and no longer in use. The word more. It's like, what do you mean? It still is in use.
Yeah.
These people can't change their bloodline. They can't be something else if they wanted to. You guys can't be Indian, Negro, colored, black, African American, Ethiopian. You can't, whatever you want to call yourself next week. You guys are just Moors.
I just wanted to put this out too. I never seen this happen before, but the whole time I just refreshed this thing. But the whole time the thing was saying 18 viewers. I just researched or refreshed and saw that there's 50 something on there. So they're playing, for sure. They're playing. Because for the longest time, the thing said 18. I'm like, yo, why is it saying 18? Still only 18 people on there? Like, what's everybody doing on holiday today? I'm like, yes, more are doing something.
They in there. They know the Moors is in the chat. You know it.
Oh yeah, you know what's up. You know it.
They hear the call.
Everybody knows but you blacks. That education will only keep you enslaved. It will only produce what it has already produced. A bunch of dressed up plantation workers perfectly content, working and serving under another man's vision. You don't really think we are going to teach you to build a nation for yourselves, do you? If you were really educated, you would be able to solve your own perfectly content, working and serving under another man's vision. You don't really think we are going to teach you to build a nation for yourselves, do you?
Nationality order of the day.
Nationality is the order of the day. From a cartoon European. Telling you.
You think we're going to tell you to proclaim your nationality? You really? You think we're going to tell you that?
We're going to tell you to be a nation.
That this is Morocco? You think it's a lot he's saying in that?
So much. So much.
He's saying a lot in that. You think we're going to tell you that the United States is Morocco? You think we're going to tell you that? We're not going to tell you that. You think we're going to tell you that you're not Negro, colored, black, that you're Moors? We're not going to tell you that. We're not. We're not going to tell you that.
Yeah.
We're going to promote everything that you guys say that you are, that you're not. We're going to help you guys promote that. That's what we're going to do. What we look like? It's the same. It's like they're giving us the same face we do. Like what? What you talking about? Why would I do that? It's the same thing. Like what? What you talking about? Why would we do that? But we missing it. Like we really think. It took a while for me. Like every time I kept hearing it, why they don't teach this in school? Why they don't teach this in school? And then it hit me. Why would they do that? Why would I do that? Like why would they do that? Why would they do that?
Play themselves.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why would they play themselves?
That's like McDonald's making commercials saying Burger King is better. Why would they do that? It's bad for them. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Why would I do that? Crazy.
And so you can follow up Canaanland Moors. When will you stop the disunity BS? But we have one more that we want to make sure we get out today. We have one more that we want to make sure we get out because it's deep. It's deep. Many people have heard of the ancient book known as the Holy Bible, but few are aware of the ancient Mediterranean seaport from where the Bible gets its name, Byblos, said to be built by the god Kronos or Saturn as the first city in Phoenicia, according to the ancient Phoenician author Sanchuniathon. The Phoenician city of Byblos was important for the export of papyrus from Egypt to Greece. Byblos is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, having first been occupied between 8,800 BC and 7,000 BC.
The Phoenicians originally came from what is modern-day Lebanon. They were organized into city-states. They soon became outstanding sailors and astute traders, indeed the very best. They set up ports and founded colonies, built warehouses, and created a network of routes that touched on neighboring countries such as Egypt, Greece, the Magna Graecia, and Carthage in North Africa. Then they went on to reach Sardinia, the Mediterranean and Atlantic coasts of Spain, and farther south, along the coast as far as Senegal, and north to England and Ireland. It was the discovery of this sarcophagus of the Phoenician king Ahiram, which dates back to the 13th century BC, that enabled archaeologists to understand the reasons for such great organizational skills. Engraved on the sarcophagus is the most ancient example of writing in alphabet form. It is composed of letters and not hieroglyphics. The Phoenicians were the first to invent an alphabet, a factor that proved indispensable in establishing their great trading network. We can get an idea of how extraordinary this innovation was from this comparison. On the right, we see two Egyptian hieroglyphics, and on the left, two letters from the Phoenician alphabet, an M and an H. By assembling these letters, the reader now didn't have to interpret a concept represented by a hieroglyphic or picture. He had a specific code that always remained the same and had the same meaning for whomever was reading it. In the Hellenistic period, the city of Baalbek was known as Heliopolis, City of the Sun. By studying the meaning of these swastikas and other evidence, such as the different colors of columns at this site, archaeologists discovered that the enormous temple that dominated the city was dedicated to the sun god, after which the city was named. In the Bible, Ezekiel mentions that the Phoenician city of Byblos, which also lies in Lebanon, was the biggest naval shipyard in ancient times. These precious bronze statues covered in gold leaf have a strange headdress. It is a libab, which is typical of the Phoenicians. The statues have been found in great quantities in Byblos. They were votive objects, used to invoke the favor of the gods. They were found at one of the most important places of worship for the Phoenician religion, the Temple of the Obelisks.
There are a lot of fraternal organizations that are known for wearing fezzes, like the Shriners. The fez, the national headdress of the Moors since remote antiquity, has been hailed as an object of respect and honor. Symbolically, and at times literally, the person wearing the fez should possess high knowledge and power. In Turkey and other parts of the Mediterranean, the fez is known as a tarbush. In ancient Canaan, or
Important places of worship for the Phoenician religion, the Temple of the Obelisks.
there are a lot of fraternal organizations that are known for wearing fezzes, like the Shriners. The fez, the national headdress of the Moors since remote antiquity, has been hailed as an object of respect and honor.
The national headdress of the Moors. The national headdress of the Moors since remote antiquity. Let's see. Let's just check that real fast.
Didn't say it was a bucket hat?
No, I don't think so.
KFC hat?
Yeah.
No.
KFC hat?
No, no.
Did he say the word hat?
No. No, he didn't say that either. It's very.
They know. They know.
It's
That's the European talking.
Interesting. It's very interesting. Remote. Located far away. Distant. Far from any center of population, society, or civilization. Out of the way. Distant in time. Distantly related or connected. A remote cousin. Removed as far from the source or point of action. Remote. Remote. Antiquity. The state or quality of being ancient. Ancient times, people, or civilization. Anything belonging to ancient times. Anything belonging to ancient times. So the fez is the national headdress of the Moors since remote antiquity. And this headdress is a lot older than what the
remote in fez. Like, come on. Come on. Fez is modern. Remote antiquity. The fez itself's been around since antiquity. The capital or whatever been since modern times. And I think it's during the 20th century too that fez became a country or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like Morocco. It's all modern stuff.
It seems ancient because we don't study it, but it's modern. And those are places that people say, oh, that's the Moors get the whatever from. No. No.
Known for wearing fezzes, like the Shriners. The fez, the national headdress of the Moors since remote antiquity, has been hailed as an object of respect and honor. Symbolically, and at times literally, the person wearing the fez should possess high knowledge and power. In Turkey and other parts of the Mediterranean, the fez is known as a tarbush. In ancient Canaan or Phoenicia, the conical fez is known as the hennin. This type of fez was also used by the ancient order of Magi. In modern-day cinema, magicians and wizards are seen wearing the conical fez. In the old elementary school days, if you acted up, you were told to sit in the corner and a dunce hat was placed atop your head. This dunce hat was the fez, and it was used to reform the child's mind and bring it back to knowledge, wisdom, and a certain maturity. The old elementary school days, if you acted up, you were told to sit in the corner and a dunce hat was placed atop your head. This dunce hat was the fez, and it was used to reform the child's mind and bring it back to knowledge, wisdom, and a certain maturity. The fez worn by the modern Moors is red in color. It's also worn by 32nd degree Freemasons in the House of the Shrine.
I am Lucifer.
Okay, define Lucifer for me.
Pure, virtuous, wholesome, innocent individual that's out to help people.
Lucifer is?
Yeah.
Say that again. Lucifer is a pure, holy,
virtuous.
Now, is he the Lucifer that God created?
That's the same one.
Oh, man, this is great. I'm going to put this on the internet.
Oh, amen. God bless you, amen. Brother.
Because that's exactly what the Shriners and Masons teach, is that Lucifer is light. See, this is what a Mason confesses that Lucifer is light.
Right? And then remember what we told you. That's how you know the temple's sold out. When they make you carry your fez to the temple in a bag. And you can't put it on until you go inside the doors.
Yep.
Just like this Shriner's doing. Holding his fez in his hand until he gets inside. Because that's secret. It's a secret. Never teach the Wu-Tang.
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. He went too far. Let's just pull this up again because I know more were asking, so we'll just pull it up again. Let's pull it up again. Actually, we'll go back here. Why not?
Assembling these letters, the reader now didn't have to interpret a concept represented by a hieroglyphic or picture. He had a specific code that always remained the same and had the same meaning for whomever was reading it. In the Hellenistic period, the city of Baalbek was known as Heliopolis, City of the Sun. By studying the meaning of these swastikas and other evidence, such as the different colors of columns at this site, archaeologists discovered that the enormous temple that dominated the city was dedicated to the sun god, after which the city was named. In the Bible, Ezekiel mentions that the Phoenician city of Byblus, which also lies in Lebanon, was the biggest naval shipyard in ancient times. These precious bronze statues covered in gold leaf have a strange headdress. It is a libab, which is typical of the Phoenicians. The statues have been found in great quantities in Byblus. They were votive objects, used to invoke the favor of the gods. They were found at one of the most important places of worship for the Phoenician religion, the Temple of the Obelisks.
There are a lot of fraternal organizations that are known for wearing fezzes, like the Shriners. The fez, the national headdress of the Moors since remote antiquity, has been hailed as an object of respect and honor. Symbolically, and at times literally, a person wearing the fez should possess high knowledge and power. In Turkey and other parts of the Mediterranean, the fez is known as a tarbush. In ancient Canaan or Phoenicia, the conical fez is known as the hennin. This type of fez was also used by the ancient order of Magi. In modern-day cinema, magicians and wizards are seen wearing the conical fez. In the old elementary school days, if you acted up, you were told to sit in the corner and a dunce hat was placed atop your head. This dunce hat was the fez, and it was used to reform the child's mind and bring it back to knowledge, wisdom, and a certain maturity. The fez worn by the modern Moors is red in color. It's also worn by 32nd degree Freemasons in the house of the shrine.
I am Lucifer.
Okay, define Lucifer for me.
Pure, virtuous, wholesome, innocent individual that's out to help people.
Lucifer is?
Yeah.
Say that again. Lucifer is a pure, holy,
Virtuous.
Now, is he the Lucifer that God created?
That's the same one.
Oh, man, this is great. I'm going to put this on the internet.
Oh, God bless you,
Amen.
brother.
Because that's exactly what the Shriners and Masons teach, is that Lucifer is light. See, this is what a Mason confesses, is that Lucifer is light.
That said, the conical hat, the fez, represents royalty or high dignity in Mexico as the...
Huh? That's just...
Wow.
Wow. That's what I said.
See, this is what a Mason confesses, is that Lucifer is light.
That said, the conical hat, the fez, represents royalty or high dignity in Mexico, as the Aztec knew it as the Capili. The Assyrian kings of Mesopotamia as well as the Easter Island statues.
You're going in.
Going in.
But Dr. Blair teaches us that, you know, well, a lot of scholars teach us too, that Mayans and Aztecs are really just the Olmecs.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't like using that word. So the Olmecs wore fezzes.
And then they have a picture here with Quetzalcoatl wearing a fez.
Oh, absolutely. And Horace Butler, you know the painting of the Moor in the museum in Philly?
Yeah.
Horace Butler said that's Montezuma.
Oh wow.
I'm just quoting what Horace Butler said. You know, I'm not saying it's true or false, but Horace Butler, scholar, said that the picture of Philly, that's Montezuma.
Yeah, book sold out for a year. Right. Back order for a year.
Right. That author, he said it.
Yeah. That author.
He said that.
That author. Yeah. Sorry, Morris. I know you're anxious to get back to this. Sorry.
I didn't know that book was on back order for a year.
Yo, that's how long I waited for mine.
Yeah.
I waited like 8 months for mine.
That's crazy.
Like they emailed me like, yeah, we got it now. I was like, what? What the hell do you mean? So I ordered that 8 months ago. You know, now coming up saying you got it? Crazy.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was crazy.
But you already know our people don't read. So who was buying them books?
Somebody was buying them. Somebody was
Europeans buying it up.
It could have been one European just bought them all, just like how Drake did with his album. Go buy the album off the shelf to make sales.
Yep. I'm playing this video for my son.
Fez represents royalty or high dignity in Mexico, as the Aztec knew it as the Capili. The Assyrian kings of Mesopotamia, as well as the Eastern Island statues, are depicted with fezzes adorned with an attachment in the middle. The Assyrian kings wore various forms of the fez, small, medium, and large in height, and all have an attachment in the middle with a tassel strapped attached to the bottom of the back of the fez. The modern day fez comes in many sizes also and has an attachment at the center top where the tassel is connected. The same fez in the American pantheon simply becomes the graduation cap, geometrically speaking. The fez hat was first introduced into Europe and the West by the Cretans and has been worn by various Abrahamic priesthoods over the last few thousand years, as well as newly emancipated slaves since the time of ancient Rome. The island of Crete has been known by various names over the course of history, like Arcadia, Caftor, Candia, Minoa, Phoenicia, Phrygia, among others. And the people of Crete have been called Cretans, Minoans, Philistines, Jews, Hellenes, Phoenicians, and the Sea Peoples, just to name a few.
It was long time ago from the Phoenician and the Pharaohs, from the Phoenician with the Greek people. And we have more than 17 cultures, starting from the Stone Age, Phoenician, Amorite, Hyksos, Assyrian, Babylonian, Persian, Greek, Roman, Byzantine, Arabs, Crusaders, Mameluke, English, Romans.
Also called the Red Liberty Cap, it was an integral part of the American culture and symbology in the 19th century and is seen in many places in the United States Capitol. The red cap of liberty appears as headgear of the goddess Columbia, who in turn was visualized as a goddess-like female national personification of the United States and of liberty herself. The red liberty cap and its association with the President of the United States dates back to our first Freemasonic president, George Washington, who we can see immortalized in the U.S. Capitol building rotunda, seated with a sword next to Lady Liberty. The U.S. Army has, since 1778, utilized a war official seal, in which the motto, "This we'll defend," is displayed directly over a red cap on an upturned sword. Thank you for watching this presentation. My name is Robert Sepper. I'm an independent anthropologist. Please share this video if you learned something today. I rely on word of mouth and greatly appreciate the positive reviews, comments, and would like to remind you to subscribe to my channel to be notified of new video uploads. Thank you to those who have been supporting me through Atlantean Gardens, the nonprofit organization that disseminates my work. Please continue pursuing truth, no matter where it leads, and I will see you next time.
Islam to Robert Sepper. Islam on this one. Thank you.
Moors is all over the world.
Thank you. Get him a little subscribe right there.
Oh yeah.
See what else he puts up. So
you might have to interview
that. It might happen. It might happen. And then remember, if you see it on Moors in America, know that they stole my stuff. When you hear them say that, when you hear them say that they're interviewing Robert Sepper, just remember they watched it here first. Don't be fooled by any of these people playing around with you. Islam to all the Moors. Give thanks for the Holy Day message today. All the Moors that sent stuff and all the Moors that sent their vibes out there. Give much thanks. You got any closing out, Yusuf?
Yeah, Islam to the Moors in the chat. Give thanks to the Prophet. Once again, you already know, give thanks for your sheep for the Canaanland Moors platform.
Islam.
You know, over, what you got, what is it now? It got to be over 2,000 videos.
Oh yeah, we're over 2,000 now. Moors platform.
Yep.
Moors
I
platform.
give thanks for that though, big time. Islam.
Islam. Peace and love to all. Islam to all the Moors everywhere that you're at. Wherever you're at.
2,000 videos of my village.
Peace and love to all the Moors. Peace and love to all the Moors. You already know how we do. And we'll just, this missing link is just crazy. I love this missing link right here.
And the next one too, did you unarm the other one? Stand off, take 10 paces when doing handoffs in the open with bare faces, mere traces, rare places that know about a status. I mean status. What's the stasis? We out stratus. Mr. Universe, code name Tony Atlas. I was gifted with this. Why you talking about practice? Really? You talking about practice? You a thespian, acting like an actress. You a lesbian, type back on the mattress. Christian, Protestant, Anglican, Baptist, Pentecostal, Lutheran, all Catholic. Ancients have returned, truth is in. Stop the slackers, they do anything and everything to get you off your axis. A time to move forward, a time to wait, a time to love, a time to hate. A time to hug, a time to refrain from embrace, a time to smile, time for seriousness on the face, a time to be on point, a time to make mistakes, a time to be small, a time to be great. Just racing for the swift, what could endure with this paradigm shift. I'm glad to be your more. Strong devour weak, rich prey on the poor. If you find this what you seek in DNA, it's all stored. It's racing for the swift, but who could endure with this paradigm shift? I'm glad to be your more. Strong devour weak, rich prey on the poor. If you find this what you seek in DNA, it's all stored. Time to preserve life, a time to kill, a time to act hype, a time to chill, a time to do what's right. Allah's will, a time to make lower self, take you on some thrills, a time to reach heights, a time for depths, times when you speak, time quiet is kept, a time to stay awake, actually we never slept, time to get resuscitated, time for losing your breath, a time to pass, a time to resurrect, sun sets, then it rises, I know it sounds complex, still no surprises, try grasp the concepts, open your eyelids, change your literature to change your mind, that's what I did. You on the fence? Undecided? Take time, don't worry, she provided. It's delicate when ideologies collided. It's racing for the swift, but who could endure with this paradigm shift? I'm glad to be your more. Strong devour weak, rich prey on the poor. If you find this cause you seek in DNA, it's all stored.